Alrighty guys, welcome. Let's get going guys. Good morning, good afternoon, as always, very good evening. How are we all doing? Welcome to another London session. GJ making a move. Don't stress it guys. No impulse entry. Well, a few reasons. Stop loss was one. That was one of the main reasons. It's taken impulse entry in the current candle, or even on that previous candle as it broke, would have been a really wide stop loss. Second reason, no lower wick at all. So we have not closed above, we've not retested that zone, but no lower wick. So to me, it's just not, it's one of those ones I'd rather miss, to be honest, not get involved in case it does pull back. But what I was going to say is, if it does pull back, create a lower wick without making much of a move, which the thing is, it's already pushed quite significantly into the range above. So just for it to pull back now to create a lower wick, it's going to travel more than 30 pips, and then to break above the high again, obviously another 30 pips. So going to be a bit of a tricky one guys for GJ for the time being, but we'll plan ahead, see what we can come up with moving forward. Could there be potential sells? We'll go into that moving forward shortly guys. Without further ado, please, if you could, smash that like button. Let's get it towards 50. Let's try for 50 guys. 50 likes please, that will be much appreciated, and we will get underway with the analysis. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. If anyone wants me to look at any particular pair, let me know. I'll get to that shortly. Meantime guys, let's get cracking. Let's start with, as always, GJ, and starting with the weekly time frame. Obviously what we can see is that previous weekly obviously was a very strong bearish candle. We've pulled back to a support here to the left hand side, so pull back to a level which I had marked in yesterday as a potential level that we could pull back to before we potentially reject and begin to head back in line with the strength of that previous weekly candle. But as of now, we are forming strong bullish within the current weekly. We'll see what we've got once we go down to the daily as well. We've obviously got the counter probabilities to the upside, so that may suggest potential for a further pullback. Obviously it's quite evident here to the left hand side, we're at a pretty solid level over here to the left, which was previous support. So structure wise, we do remain bearish as well on the daily time frame. So interesting level that it's currently at as a potential level to reject. However, the most recent move prior to that was a nice clean move down, which could therefore be mirrored by a nice clean move back up. What we've got in the 4 hour is still bearish in structure, but we're breaking a resistance just now. We create a higher low, now potentially a higher high. Won't have that confirmation until this candle closes in the next 2 hours and 21 minutes. But at the moment, we're trying to break out of that resistance with a strong bullish candle. Not much of a low wick. Previous candle did not have much of an upper wick. What we're going to do is just mark in most recent. We're obviously going to adjust these zones guys, so don't stress that they're going to be big zones for now, but we're going to adjust them along once we go down to the 30-minute. We're going to mark in the most recent resistance that we are currently breaking out of. We're going to mark in the one to the upside, and we're also going to mark in the most recent support formed around that 197,900 sort of level. So structure wise, we are bearish. We're bearish on the daily, bearish on the weekly. M30 structure has, by the looks of it, or could be flipping back bullish. It's not quite done so yet. So until it closes above this resistance, so the next 20 minutes, we won't yet have that confirmation. What I'm going to do now is just adjust this zone a bit. I'm going to use that as my zone. Actually, that's going to be my zone. All right. So closures above, and we're going to flip the 30-minute structure bullish. Now, however, if we begin to pull back, we could be potentially look for the sell options, guys. If this candle does actually close back within its gray zone, we're still going to be bearish on the 30-minute time frame, in line with the rest of the bias, in line with the other time frames, the structure in the other time frames. And potentially what this could be is the highest point of the new weekly candle. Now we're reading pretty far forward into it. It could still definitely, what it could do now is, seeing it's popped above this previous resistance, pull back to form a support. And if it does so, there's definitely going to be buy options, because we'll flip the structure bullish as well. Not only that, we've got daily counter probabilities on our side. So that being said, buys above 199, pretty much 199 flat, guys, is something I'll be looking at upon the pullback. Now, as I mentioned though, however, if we do begin to pop back below in that range, what we've done, go down to the 15 minute, we can see we've formed some minor support just here, just back below that resistance. So if we were to continue bullish and pop back down into that range below, we should still respect, there's a high probability we would still respect this level of support, right? An equal low, potentially even a higher low, and then begin to pop back up to potentially pull back up to create a higher high in line with the current daily candle, in line with the current weekly candle and the 30-minute structure at that point there. However, if we do pop back below that range and retest this support only to start closing back below it, made a clean move to the upside, there's a high probability at that point there we'll make a clean move back to the downside. So I'm gonna be potentially looking for this sell below 198.590 at this point. Now obviously that previous weekly was a very strong bearish candle. We are now approaching another level of resistance on the 4 hour. If we do just continue to the upside, I'm going to look for rejection of that 199.80 sort of level, and once I get the right confirmation, if I do, I can look for a sell to take it back down. So that is what I'll probably be looking for on GJ at the moment, guys. Got about 18 minutes, just under 18 minutes until London Open. So buys from the support, sells from the resistance, sells from below 15-minute support. Let's see what we've got for the open. This candle closes obviously as is, strong bullish, followed by perhaps a weak pause on the 15-minute time frame. On the following candle, still going to close the M30 strong. We've still got margin to the upside. We've got clean traffic to the upside. Potentially, we still look for a buy on the following candle. London Open going to bring the volume as well, so that could be a potential option. We still might have that for a potential trade at London Open, guys. So without further ado, let's move on to have a look at gold. That was a chart I sent into the VIP. It's pretty much done. Pretty much what I had marked in earlier, the Asian session. All right. So I'm looking at gold, and once again looking at weekly, previous weekly, weak bearish candle, lower high, lower low. Current candle, inside bar candle is right at its open. Bit of indecision, but let's see what we've got on the daily and the lower time frames. What we can see though is we're hovering above that resistance here to the left. Once again, as I mentioned yesterday, wick down into the consolidation, only to bounce off. Looking at the daily, previous daily, closed back a weak bearish candle. So that is pattern within price action I'm familiar with, especially on the lower time frames. We've formed a resistance at a previous support, just above a previous support. So if price was to begin to break above that previous daily candle's high, it's a high probability we will continue to the upside. As we can see, got a little bit more resistance though here at 24.10 roughly. So that could be a potential target, which will give you enough pips. There's enough margin above that previous daily candle's high to look for that type of entry above that level. Structure wise, we still are bullish. We still remain bullish in structure. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, and that still remains bearish in structure. We can see we create a higher low just now. So we're approaching another resistance though, to mark in the most recent support and the most recent resistance on the 4 hour. Likely going to be adjusting these zones, guys. Once again, don't stress it if I've not included the low just yet. And to the upside, I'm just going to use the most, well, actually we've got a more recent level around at 23.9370. So previous candle closed back with a long wick, tapping into that support. Current candle has a high, low, high, high. Let's just mark in the low of the current candle, see what we've got below it. There could be potential options if it does begin to reject. So that's the 4 hour range just now. We are technically bearish in structure. 30 minute also appears to be bearish. Yep. Look, it's just, I would consider that a swing. Depends how technical you are, but I would consider that to be a swing. It's not 2 consecutive candles in the opposite direction pulling back, but it resembles a swing. So I would say we're bearish in structure. So at that 4 hour level, the current candle low, we've got a support. once again, what does support suggest? If we come back down to it and support holds, there's a high probability we'll head back up towards the high of the current daily, and you have the volume momentum up to the resistance around 23.94. However, support also becomes a potential entry zone for a sell. If price begins to pop below that support, close below it, tap in, reject, and pull away from it, and we could potentially look for some sell options, take it back down in line with that previous daily candle, which was a bearish candle, and in line with that previous weekly candle as well. Stream frozen? I hope not, man. If anyone, is anyone else having problems? So let me go. I'm going to go down to 15. I'm going to keep that zone in as is. All right, so for me, I'm going to be looking for gold sells potentially below 23.85.70. Now, if we make a clean move down to that level, I could potentially look for a buy above it on the right confirmation. Now, we're just consolidating, as we can see here on a 15-minute time frame, potentially forming a resistance on the M30. If we were to start to close above the resistance, we could have potential buys take it back up. The current daily is, well, has created a high. We've created some pauses and we continue to push to the upside. We are bullish in structure on the daily. We got the 4-hour counter probabilities to the upside as well. So potentially the buys could be an option. What I want to see is probably a closure above that level, just there above 23.89.50 roughly. So I'll be following it on the 15-minute for now, and could, if we have a nice strong closure above that level, could possibly be looking at buys for London Open, guys. So that is gold. Hopefully that makes sense. Now the focus. Well, GJ looks like it's just continuing to the upside. Probably going to be, focus is likely going to be on gold, guys. See if I can adjust this zone. No, gonna have to keep it there. There's enough margin above the current daily counter high for a trade. Take it back up to that 23.94. And good thing is we're consolidating just now, so grabbing some more liquidity. If we do close above it, bullish engulfing, that will be a catalyst in my opinion. Moving away from this consolidation, still moving to the upside. That would be once again a catalyst for me to look for a buy at London Open. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if it does. In the meantime, who we got here today? Franco, good morning to you. Hope you're well, brother. Saxy as well. Dot, good morning to you. Sean, good to see you on the stream, my friend. Hope you're well. Been a long time. Michael, some old familiar names coming back to streams. Good to have you guys here. Carl F, good morning to you as always. 54K4, morning to you. Mr. Tommy Jordan, hope you're well. Carl F, all good. All good. All right, cheers, guys. So how is the day going? Is anyone in trades? I'm assuming some might be in some GJ buys. TikTok, good day to the few of you on stream. Feel free to ask questions. Dan, morning to you, brother. Hope you're well. Not sure what to do with some thumbnail today. I'm pretty sure I had another thumbnail set for today's stream, but anyway, main things we're here. So we're watching gold, guys. Let's focus on gold. 9 minutes remaining in this candle. I will take a look at GU and probably Bitcoin and any other pairs per request once London Open is upon us, and we might quickly look at GU. Let's have a look at GU. Let's get it out of the way. All right, actually, let's have a look at the news first. Sorry, guys, we better check that, shouldn't we? All right, so we got prelim CPI for the euro, for the German zone as well. So for the eurozone, that's a big one. The German CPI. Not sure. That says all day, so I have no idea as far as when that will release. But the forecast is for it to be heading up. So if that's to be the case, then that would suggest maybe they're not going to soften as soon as what people predict. I think a lot of people are pricing in a cut moving forward in September for the euro interest rate cut, but the bank of not bank, the what is it? I've lost my train of thought. My brain's just frozen. It's not the Bank of England. Help me out, guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. For the eurozone, the ECB, that's what I'm thinking about. The European Central Bank. Couldn't just, yeah, my brain froze. So if that's to be the case, then they're less likely to cut interest rates. So that would be obviously a good thing for the economy, for the currency, sorry. So therefore, would expect maybe a bit of strength to the euro. Also, obviously there's some Bank of Japan news to come, which is going to be a big one. That's tomorrow. And from what I heard before, that some are anticipating an increase in their interest rates. So if that is to be the case, and with already a lot of strength back in the yen of late, I could give it even more strength moving forward. So be definitely on the lookout for that tomorrow. It's going to be a big one for us to keep an eye on. Looking at GU, the week bearish candle, lower high, lower low to the previous candle was a strong bearish candle. Pulling back just now, previous daily candle, look at that. Whipsaw candle closing back, pretty much a doji after tapping into previous resistance, grabbing liquidity from that downside. Now if we were to break the high of the previous daily candle, we'll see what we've got above it. It's high probability we'll continue to see upside. 4 hour, just consolidating at the moment. Structure wise, it does remain bearish. We've got support, most recent support at yesterday's low. We've got the most recent resistance around this 128.620. So as long as we remain below it, there's a high probability we'll continue to downside. Begin to pop above it, there's a good chance we're pending back up towards 128.850. Onto the 30-minute structure, that does remain bearish. So buys for me on GU is look for sells. Now the options are sells from resistance. If price does pull back to retest the 4 hour level here at 128.622, I'll be looking for my catalyst win price action to take a sell back down towards the current daily candles low. Good thing is it's making some pretty clean moves today. Clean move down, relatively clean move back up. So if it does pull back to retest that zone, would be options. If it pulls back a little bit below it at the 30-minute resistance around at 128.60 sort of level and reject that level there, I would also consider a sell. Now, as for some buy options, if we were to pop above that resistance, then what we can see is likely we're going to come up to the next resistance a little bit further up. Whether they've got the margin or not remains to be seen. It's doubtful. I would prefer to sell it. Perform support the current daily candles low, or just swept the Asian session lows. So if we were to remain to push the upside, then we have no need to pull back and break that support. If we do begin to break it, close below it, pop below it, retest it, there's a high probability we will continue to the downside at that point there. So sells below the current daily candles low, buys above it. Right now it's right in the middle of this minor range, not a great deal of margin. So GU, I'd be personally just waiting, sitting back and waiting for London Open. ECB, yeah, European Central Bank just had a brain freeze. Look at gold, so it's trying. Gold's looking alright, guys, for potential buyers at London Open. Alright, so what I want to see is bullish engulfing. If we have a bullish engulfing candle closure on the 15, I'm going to wait for a low wick. As soon as we begin to break above the candles high, I'll look to take an entry on gold. Chef Wilson, good day to you. Mr. Cheeseburger, good morning to you. I love your name, mate. Used to be my favorite as a kid. I've not touched one for about 20 years though, probably longer. Good old Happy Meal, I used to love it when I was obviously a little attacker. Alright, let me get my terminal set. Welcome members, good day to you all. What a rush it's been today. Just got in like 2 minutes before the stream, to be honest, guys. So been a little bit of a rush to the charts, but all good. We've now got the plan, so now we're just waiting on gold. Closure above, stop loss gonna have to be quite a wider one. So as I've mentioned to my guys of late, a lot of time I've had to lower the lot sizes due to the wider stop loss. That's something you just need to bear and realize at the moment it's probably best. So especially the way I trade with fixed lot size as opposed to percentage per trade. So I'm just going to lower my lot size when I have a wider stop loss. Mr. Cheeseburger, GJ, I entered buy because it could go 199.750 and move to 200, but nothing is known exactly. Yeah, exactly. My opinion, yeah, definitely could. Definitely could. I mean, it's broken in out of one resistance into a new range. There's clean traffic to the left. So next area I believe where it could pull up to is around at 199.720. And once again, if it has the volume momentum, it could definitely continue to the upside. All right, gold. Don't want it to absolutely pump just now. But what we could have a limit order on the interruption play just here. We've got the bullish engulfing candle. If it closes significantly above, which is about to by the looks of it, there's going to be options, guys. First option could be as price pulls back to tap into that bearish candle's high on a limit order. Now the second option is lower wick. Have we tapped in? Not yet tapped in. Lower wick, tap in as it breaks the high of the catalyst candle. So I'll let you know shortly. I'm just waiting to see where this closes. Likely I'll be looking for the option above the high, especially the way this thing's pulling back just now. The highest point of the current candle is 6, so about 20. Right, so for the limit order to be valid, it needs to close about 8 pips above. At the moment, it's not doing that. Oof, pop, this is good. Not entering. Wait for it to create a low wick. Then if it breaks its own high, breaks the high of the previous candle, absolutely perfect. I take it every day of the week. This is fine. So waiting for it to pull back. It's done so now. On my MetaTrader, I want it to now tap into this zone. How far did it close above? Yeah, not quite far enough. About roughly 6 pips above that bearish candle's high. All right, I'm going to set a buy stop just back above the current candle's high. All right, so I've set a buy stop at 23.91.1. I'm obviously not in just yet. Stop loss is currently below previous M15, 23.91.1. Doesn't look so far above. Okay, I see markets has opened up with a gap to the upside, and that's why. Just noticed that. All good. Got to go off what the broker's showing me, and the broker's showing me 23, highest point 23.89. No, sorry, 23.90.92 is the highest point of the current candle. Wow, bit of strength in the current pullback. All good. Not in just yet. So that's GJ going. So either way, this is not an entry for me right now. Reason being is that candle's closed back too strong of a bearish candle. Went over this with the members last night, the educational session. For those guys who are on the call and you're watching this, that is an example where a candle's closed back a little bit too strong, in my opinion, when we need to wait for another 15 minutes for a bullish engulfing. We were to look for an entry. If it closed back slightly weaker, the impulse could have been valid, but in accordance to my rules and what works for me, I need to wait now for this candle to close. If it closes right up near the top or bullish engulfing, could be an option. The only other issue is it's pushed quite significantly into the range above. So like I mentioned yesterday, you're buying it from the top third, not ideal. So you have to see where a candle closes if you still have the margin potentially. However, yeah, not liking it as much just now. Still gonna focus on gold. Sean, all good, man. Hope you're well. TikTok. Green God 10. Good day to you. The hourly close. So the hourly still got some momentum as well. So if we begin to break above that previous hourly candle's high, getting clean traffic to the left. Another good confirmation would be if this 15-minute candle closes above that previous resistance, closing weak bearish. As the following candle begins to break the high of that bearish candle, once again, there's a high probability we'll make a move to the upside, breaking that minor pause, the resistance. High time of volume. Grab the liquidity from the downside, begin to break above that pause candle. There's a good chance we will continue. Mr. Cheeseburger, you're in at 198.82 right now. Cool. Nice one. Start moving around 230. Nice one. Well, if that's the case, brother, please make sure you're safely in profit with your stop loss. Don't be too greedy. I would have hoped, well, if it were me, I would have secured some profit by now for sure. All right, let's watch gold. This is good. 5-minute retest. I'm liking the look of this. Long rejection wicks on a 30-minute time frame. Sean, not bad. Just getting ready for work now. All good, bro. I've been really good. Thank you. Just the same on. Just so I'm mate, been busy. But no, all is well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, been a very long time. Cami, I'm in gold from 2388.57. Nice one. Once again, that's the case. Don't be too greedy. Stop loss 2386.03. Or could be joining you in a trade shortly. Looks like getting close to being triggered in. Not in just yet. Got very close to being triggered in, but not just yet, guys. What would really be nice if it waits for 5 minutes, close bullish engulfing, but it's highly unlikely. It keeps getting within a whisker of entry. Tabang, good morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. This is still all good in my opinion, as long as it remains above that pause we just had recently. So the minor resistance, tapped into that consolidation, bounced off it, and again, as long as we remain above it, I'm happy to take this trade. Oh, now I'm in. Alright, there's ways to manage this stop loss. I'm now moving up to just below the current candle's low. Alright. I'm going to break even. There we go. I've closed half, around 9 pips. This is the first trade of the week. I'm just going to let the rest go. So I'm at break even, guys. Nice move. Nice and quick. Zero drawdown, just how I like it. So let's see, is it going to continue up? No, take it out, break even. That's gold. That is gold, guys. Look at that. That's why I don't muck around, but I know I'm so used to what it does. So hopefully you managed to catch some of it. That's a quick one. But yeah, that is what it is. Nice quick W. Just a small one, but better than nothing. I forgot to take it before.
Nicely done, champ.
Thank you. Had to be really quick with that, and that's where an EA, like obviously the one I use, Magic Keys or whatever, is on-screen versions, and that's where it comes in handy because you can literally just press close half, or move your stop loss to break even, and it does it for you without having to manually adjust it on your MetaTrader. Because while you're doing that on your MetaTrader, a lot of the time you're going to miss the move. It will pull back, like for instance what that just did. In the meantime, you end up closing in back in drawdown, or obviously without the profit or at break even. Small win, but nothing better than loss anyway. Nothing bad. Blaho W. Yeah, it's a name I used to see quite often, but not seen for quite some time. Good to see you on the stream anyway. Mike Drax, you're in gold from 2390.32. All right, strong rejection just now. So let's plan ahead anyway, guys. Let's plan ahead. Quick little W on gold just then, and we'll plan ahead moving forward. See what we can come up with. Especially this rejection, we could still get options on gold further down. Stream record is still intact, guys. Not lost for over a month. Bet you it's gonna happen now, surely, isn't it? Anyway, let's do the analysis. So GJ, all good. GJ pulling back. This is fat. This is fine. This is what we want to see. It's broken out of 199 flat. That's where we want to see it pull back and retest just now. And if it does so, we can look for our buys above. Now gold, if it does reject, it's going to be difficult selling it back into the support formula around that 2385. Reason being is we've got just some nasty consolidation. There's no clean traffic whatsoever, so what we're likely going to need to do is just wait for that pullback to support yet again around that 2386, and we can buy it lower down. So in what I want to see now, if we were to pull back, I would really like to see a nice clean pullback. That would be good, because therefore it cuts through this choppiness to the left hand side, opens up this small range to potential buyers, potential trades moving forward. Tell me what, EA? I use Magic Keys personally. There's an on-screen version. It's a lot cheaper than... This is the old one. This is one of the original ones. So that was a really quick move. Oof. It's funny, stream numbers go... I've lost like 12 viewers or something. I lost a quarter of the viewers after one trade. YouTube are a very, very difficult bunch to please at times. It's beside me trying to work it out. Let's have a look. What is GJ going to do? Is it going to pull back? Anyway, let's do some analysis on Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Starting once again weekly, previous weekly, week bullish, current weekly, pulling back quite significantly. It's tapped into that resistance. If you guys remember yesterday, I did mention that there is not much margin to the resistance to the upside in a higher time frame. We've tapped into that 70k, and we are now rejecting onto the daily. Counter probabilities now to the downside. Structure still remains bullish. What we've done is created that lower wick and now pulling back up to create an upper wick. If we were to continue bullish, no need to pull back down and break the current daily candles low. If we do so, there's a high probability price will continue to the downside. So we're trying to form a support now on the 4 hour. There is 44 minutes left in this current 4 hour candle. Bullish engulfing candle above this previous support here to the left is probably sufficient enough to look for a potential buy option. As far as levels though, I mean, that's the most recent resistance, and most recent support is the one lower down around that 64k zone. Structure wise on the 4 hour, I'd argue it's still technically bullish. Just so daily bullish, 4 hour bullish, weekly bullish. M30 potentially, no, it's bearish and remain bearish so long as it remains below this point here. All right, so based off that, what I'd be looking for on Bitcoin is for a potential buy option. I need to see a bit of pause just now. So what happened on this candle, we're approaching a 15-minute resistance. If we again pause around that level, so this candle I'd like to see closing, what have I done here, closing strong bullish up near that level, preferably above it, and then followed by a minor pause on the next 15-minute candle as price begins to break above the 30-minute candle's high. There's a high probability it will head back up towards 67.50. Aside from that, if it does just push to the upside, then I'd be looking for rejection. So long as the 30-minute remains bearish, I'd be looking for the sales below it. And if we begin to pop above it, got clean traffic to the left, you're flipping the 30-minute structure bullish at that point, I would look for the potential buy if that was to be the case. So obviously further options below the current daily candle's low, the support formed at that level. Also form support at this point here within the current daily candle, 66,450. So if we were now making some clean moves though, so if we made another clean move down, only to form support yet again, I'll be looking for a catalyst within price action and buy it. Gold pushing, trying to push back up. Sean, all good, man. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Appreciate you for joining. Hit like button, that'd be much appreciated. And that was quick. That lasted all of about 2 minutes. Cami, question, I'll click modify my position to close half on MZ5. It won't let me, it won't, that stupid emoji thing's in a way I can't, it won't let me alter it though. Is that the question? What is your lot size, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, if it might sound like a stupid question, but if it's a 1 cent lot and obviously you can't 0.5, okay. Yeah, I mean, you have to adjust how much you want to. So on MetaTrader, if you're doing it manually, you have to go close position and then choose how much of the position you want to close. So where it be, you know, half, 0.25 or whatever. You don't go to modify. Once it's in, you're in the trade, you can't modify the actual entry. You need to go to close position, and then that's how you modify it. So you close whatever you want to. With modify, all you can do is modify your stop loss. But now with MC5, I know in the mobile, you can with the horizontals, you can just push move the horizontals on the screen to where you want obviously your stop loss in that first. So you could do that, and then go to close position and close what you want. Mr. Cheeseburger, you took profit. Nice one. MZ, you have to take off auto trader first. Okay, that could be, I'm not sure, to be honest. I know with magic keys and that, you need auto trader on algo trading and all that type of stuff. Yeah, otherwise just go close position and then close whatever you want of that position. And drag your stop loss, the horizontal on the screen. Yeah, Cammy, all good, all good. Gotta be quick with gold, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Franco, brother, how are you?
Hi. I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, very well, my friend, very well. Been a busy day.
A buy this morning.
Okay, on
GU at London, before London Open, but then I was stopped out at BE.
Oh, really?
It was it was when it's bouncing back from the support area on the M50. Yeah, correct there.
Yep.
And when it broke the high of the M50, I was in.
All right. Yeah.
And then I was in profit, three pips, and then set B, and then price came back to B. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Stopped out. Yeah.
Yeah, would come back a few times towards the entry by the looks of it, and then made the move.
Yeah.
So looks quite clean on the 30-minute, but obviously once you go down to the 15-minute, you can see these long wick rejections.
Yeah. Yeah, this for me this was a H4 when at the support.
Yeah.
So strong, and therefore I decided to take the risk.
Okay. Yeah, I can see why you got it to 4-hour level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, this was the reason why I took this, and it was, yeah, for me it was also bullish the time frame at the end, so therefore I decided to take the buy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one, G, because you would have got probably close to 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Your stop loss, I'm assuming, was probably the entry candles low.
No, at the first it was
the lowest point. Yeah, okay,
yeah,
that makes sense as well.
Yeah, and then, as I mentioned, then 3 pips in profit, and I said BE. Yeah. Yeah, at the end it was then risk-free, and but nevertheless, so you never know. Maybe price is going down again, and therefore you have to be
to manage your risk,
your stops, and yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Nice one. That's something we believe in, is managing our risk, not letting it go to full stop loss. So Mr. Cheeseburger, you do BTC too. I do look at it. I do at the moment just paper trade it. Reason being is I want to see what the data shows if I'm to trade it the same way I trade gold and obviously GJ. And if I do have a good win rate with the data I accumulate, then I would consider trading it moving forward. I have traded in the past. I actually started trading crypto. That was almost 8 years ago now. I did trade it a bit last year, but nothing too serious, just on a really small account, just having a little bit of fun with it, but not really trade. I was trading it the old way, to be honest, how I used to trade, not the way I trade again gold or the currency pairs. So what I'm doing now is I'm just watching it, paper trading it. So far so good. The results are really good so far. Analyzing it the exact same way I would gold or GJ and see how it goes. Can we real quick? That's what happens. That is what happens with gold due to the high volume. Mr. Cheeseburger, thank you.
Oh, the correction on GJ.
Oh wow, so let's retest that zone. What are you looking at? You're looking for the
Only
buys
buying it
above,
when
or-
it's only buying it when it's support forms. A nice bullish, weak bullish candle closing above that horizontal ray
Yeah,
on the next candle.
yeah, obviously. Still like the sells though below the 15-minute support as well.
Yeah, agreed. Especially with how strong this pull is.
Yeah, exactly. Nice clean move up, and now it's making the same move back down. Nice clean move back down. So if it is to retest and form another support at that level, only for price to start to pop below it, I'd definitely be keen on looking for the sell option. Would prefer to see a little bit of a pause though, if it does melt. There's 2 and a bit minutes left of the first 30 minutes of London Open. So we'll just wait and see if it starts, if it closes above, and then we have the following candle closing back bullish in the M30. I know what I'm going to be looking out for within the 30-minute bullish candle, and if I get the right confirmation, essentially be looking at a buy on the open of the new hourly candle. So still going to be potential options on GJ. And gold is just trickling down to the upside, so kind of glad I took some profit on that one. Yeah, it's just a small one, just a small win, but better than nothing. Isaac, your entry for gold is 23.89 valid. TP at 23.76. Are you looking at a sell? Are you plus 23.92? I mean, if it's valid in accordance to your plan, then yes, but for me, it's not a valid entry. But again, it's the beauty of Forex. There's so many ways you can skin a cat. So what works for you might not be something I'm familiar with, but what works for me is something that maybe you're not familiar with. But so long as you can make it work, and if you have your confidence and you're just reacting to your plan, that's the main thing. But for me, it's not an entry at the moment. So for me, the sells don't make sense until below 23.85.70.
I have a question, Justin.
Yeah, go for it.
I've also looked at gold 2 hours before London Open on the M30 time frame.
So that's just here.
Correct, in this area. So I looked for it, and so after the prices closes bullish again, so I thought maybe to take a buy. But I was a little bit cautious. Yeah, correct. I was a little bit cautious about the wick, the bearish wick.
Yeah. Okay.
So therefore, I didn't take this buy.
Yeah.
What do you mean about that? Was this the right decision?
What I think, look, it's easier for me to say after the fact.
Yeah, it's clear.
But I reckon I definitely would have contemplated it. Reason being is because this candle, obviously, before it broke, pulled back to the support yet again to bounce off it. So similar to what this candle did over here, pulled back to that previous resistance and bounced off it. 2 candles leaving long wicks to the downside. For me, it was a high probability once it broke that candle's high that was going to give it a push to the upside. So to be honest, I was lucky I got in above the entry candle's high and not the previous candle's high, because that wouldn't have given me enough to get to break even probably, and I would have taken a loss. So yes, I would have considered it, but I understand why you didn't take it, because it's a 15-minute resistance as well. I also would have seen that the 15-minute candle bounced off, closing back weak bearish. Once again, if we broke that candle's high, likely gonna head back up to that wick and probably would have moved to break even at that point there, and that would be about 6-7 pips into profit. So again, I would have definitely considered it, but would I take it? Look, I don't know.
Yeah. So for me, as I mentioned, so it's the bearish candle, which takes me off to take the trade. So
yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. I totally understand, my friend. Like I've always say to you guys, if you're not comfortable, it means don't take it. Something's not right for the analysis, or you're seeing something which is, again, it's put you off, so you're not going to be feeling, you know, comfortable in a trade. You might be a bit anxious. If that's the case, best to just wait for what you're familiar with to present before looking for any entry. All right, so this is good. GJ, not a problem at all. Few options just now, and this is something we spoke about, guys, members, yesterday. Franco, I don't think Vishal and James were on it. Michael just popped into the team, so unfortunately you missed it, but I definitely have a watch of it. So this is that scenario Franco potentially playing out. We need to wait for the confirmation though, obviously. It's a strong body counter on the approach to that resistance. So we know now what we need to look for if we are to take a buy on the next M30. Literally one or two things just now. Omka, can we get some buys now? For me, there's no confirmation. I'm patiently waiting. I know what I want to see at the current level, and if it presents, I will take a buy. If not, and we sink lower down, then I potentially consider looking for the sell option below 198.60 roughly. Justice, have you taken a trade? Took a quick gold scalp, which lasted literally all of about maybe a minute. Got to took some profits. Wasn't a big win, just a small win, but took some profits, and it came straight back to the entry as soon as I took some profit off the table. So now I'm just waiting. Gold doesn't look the best at the minute, so likely waiting on GJ. Yeah, I'm getting shadow banned on TikTok. So be on for MY today, the members.
Yeah, I will be there.
Nice one. Alright, so I'll explain what I want to see on GJ, the option. So first option is if this candle closes back bearish. It doesn't matter if it closes strong bearish, weak bearish, closes back bearish. Very simple plan. I want to see the next 15-minute candle closing back bullish engulfing. And if that was to be the case, I'm going to close the M30 bullish back above this support, long wick to the downside. As soon as the new candle opens up, creates a small lower wick, begins to break above, I would take the entry. Our second option will be this candle closes back pretty much like so. The first 15-minute candle, followed by very weak bearish second M15. Still going to close the M30 back bullish above the resistance. So the M30 is going to look pretty much like so. On liquidity wick to the downside. And that would also suffice. As soon as we begin to break above that minor resistance, the pause formed on the second 15-minute candle, lower wick, break above the candle's 30-minute candle's high. That is also a potential entry. Would struggle for the margin, but I would consider it. We'll see. Just depends. We don't want this candle to start to do this, because then it's best just to wait for it to pop back above the high again. Mr. Cheeseburger, what do you trade the most? Gold, definitely gold. We're trying to hold support above that 15-minute resistance. So once again, if it begins to break, it's a high probability it's going to make the move. You're just running out of margin though. There's less and less margin. That's the thing. Every time it breaks the high of the previous M30, how much margin is there now to the resistance? So around 17 pips. Once you account for the spread, it's likely to be around 15. It's a strong level. It's a 4-hour level. So I feel buys above the high are going to be, it's going to be there. It's going to be an option, but it's not as good as an entry, in my opinion, as it was a little bit lower down. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. Just quickly, guys, as well, you have one more day to take advantage of the foundation discount offer for the VIP group. So one more day if you are considering it. I suggest join soon. If you want to know more about the VIP, feel free to send me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Look at that level from yesterday on EJ. holding previous what was resistance. Price did break through it though and close back below it. But now it looks like it's trying to form support back above it. I'd be marking that resistance. Got some clean traffic to the left above it. You also have daily counter probabilities to the upside. Yeah, EJ looks good for buys above 168 flat. Got 30-minute structure by the looks of it. Oh, actually, it's technically bearish on the 30-minute. Yeah, the bias is bearish. See, what would be really nice on EJ is if this candle closed back bullish, and even if it starts to consolidate at this point here, sells back below, it'll be a really nice clean option in my opinion, below 197.60. 15-minute. Yeah, if it does now create that support and it starts to close back below that resistance, potentially could be an option on EJ moving forward. Anyway, let's keep an eye on GJ. Mr. Cheeseburger, it needed a pullback since we had some momentum for a bit. Honestly, could go higher, but in higher time frame, it's been bearish for, yeah, it has been bearish, GJ. And yeah, there's always going to be a time where it does make a pullback. It can't just keep moving forward, moving upwards forever, or to the downside for that matter. So obviously right now it's pulled back to a previous level of resistance, which now is potentially going to hold as support and grabbing liquidity from that level in order to head back up towards the current daily candle side potentially. Orders are absolutely caning the delts. Oof. It will work out yesterday.
It's inspirational, bro.
It is, mate. You know, I did. So I kind of did some cheat reps to lift a heavy weight on the side delt raises, but trying to control on the way down.
Yeah.
And man, whew, that works. It's something I saw Athlete X on YouTube.
Not seen them.
What's that?
So.
Yeah, so yeah, it's something he does to force growth. So you give it a little bit of a swing, bit of momentum, just to get the weight up, and then you try to control as much as you can on the way down. Whoa, body worked, I tell ya. Definitely feeling it. It's a good pain too. It's not like you've done damage if you've actually forced some muscle growth, which is good.
So on those side delt raises, normal weight's so low that even a heavyweight doesn't look too much.
No, exactly. I was doing 10 kilo dumbbells. Usually I do like 5 kilo or something.
Yeah.
And just try to rip it out.
That's heavy for those
10, yeah, really heavy. And then what you do is you grab about a 15 kilo dumbbell or whatever you can, 17 and a half, and just do some single hand overhead presses. So it's all single hand as well, single arm. So single arm raises and then presses, and that's a superset. Oh man.
Balance on both sides. Yeah.
Yeah, God. So basically rep it out as much as you can. And it really worked. Feels good today. Really good. All right, let's see how the 15 closed. This closed relatively strong bullish. See how this candle closes.
Yeah, I like the wick on the 15. I'm glad there's 2 wicks. One on each can.
Yeah. So it bounced, essentially bounced off this previous resistance twice. All right, so let's mark in the open of the 30. So ideally we want the 15-minute to obviously it's tap in again for it to close pretty much a doji candle. Because at that point there, you're still going to close the 30-minute candle bullish back above, confirming that support. After tapping back into that previous resistance yet again. So the more times we tap into it and grab liquidity from it when we are ready to break, and if we do begin to break that previous what would be the 30-minute candle's high, the candle's high. So high probability at that point there, we're going to head back up towards the current daily candle's high. So that's probably what I've been waiting for now in the next 12 and a bit minutes. Mr. Cheeseburger, yes, so like the pressing, but now I just do chest incline press, dumbbells, then shoulders. I'll hit lateral raises. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, dips is something I've gotten back into. I stopped doing them for a while. I used to get some shoulder pain from it, but all good. I started doing it again and no problem at all. Obviously, it just depends how you do it, because you're leaning forward, you're concentrating more on the chest, lower chest. You're more upright, you're doing your tries and that as well, obviously. Man, we should make this into a Forex training stream and a fitness stream as well. Training advice and nutrition. Who knows? I might do it in Thailand, man. I might do some vlogs from the gym or something. I'll get the missus to follow me around with the camera. Incline presses.
You train shirtless in Thai gyms.
What's that? Can you go shirtless?
Can you train shirtless? Yeah.
Some do, yeah. What are you suggesting?
You just might get more views.
Yeah, I definitely could get more views. Look out for the thumbnail. Oiled chest, oil body.
So it seems that James wants to see you without a shirt.
Oh, many do. Well, where's our old mate Silent?
I'm only speaking for all of us.
That's
frankly.
it. Oh, mate, I don't blame you. Just look.
We're
at
only
it.
human.
That's it. It's a good way to get some more views though, probably. So I just feel like a wanker, in all honesty. It's like I'm wearing like a singlet or something. That's all good, but I can never see myself walking around shirtless in the gym. On the beach, that's a different story. Gym vlogs? Yeah, maybe, man. We'll see. I've been in the gym since I was about 16, 17, so let me do the math. That's over 20 years. About 26 years. So I'd like to think I know a thing or two. You know what's a must though, James? Gotta do the vlog about cooking the salmon. Definitely That's a must. You guys will love
you can
me.
do that. You can do that all as one. Surely that's the get home after the gym lunch.
Yeah, that's it. That's the feed after the gym. Protein. Let's see gold. Some nasty price action though on gold.
Say GJ looks much cleaner, doesn't it?
Yeah, GJ's looking okay. We've whipped down our 3 times and looks like we're potentially bouncing off. I would not be entering just now, personally. But if this 30-minute close is bullish, as long as it doesn't start to rip to the upside, because that just eats into the margin, probably at that point you're best to wait for continuation above the high. The hourly looks like it could close potentially a pause. So we'll just wait and see what his candle closes. This is that to close like that would be perfect right now. That would be really nice. But obviously, there's 7 more minutes for it to do whatever it wants to do. Mr. Cheeseburger, you lost weight last week in the bulk. Oh, really? Didn't drink enough water? Yeah. How's the protein intake going? I've really upped my calories of late. And protein. Probably up to around 140, 150 grams a day, I reckon. That's quite a lot. Most of it's through nutrition. But obviously I have usually at least 1 protein shake. Yeah, water could be something. Was 184 pounds, then I went back to 170, but I'm back to 182. Be good in protein. Okay. Do you take anything else? Protein or? Protein's good for the bulk.
What's that in English money? 184
kilograms. What is 184 pounds in kilograms? No idea.
Okay, mid-80s.
Peter, morning to you, brother. Hope you are. Could be just in time, my friend. Looking for potential GJ buys. Let's write off gold for now. Let's forget about, just focus purely on GJ and see if it presents. I'm liking what I'm seeing just now. Doesn't matter. Look, I kind of prefer it's close weak bearish, break that minor resistance at support, and then enter as it breaks the high of that. Probably enter similar to what I just did on gold, just as breaks the high of in this case would be the previous bearish candle. On gold it was the entry candle's high, which was just a tiny bit lower down to the previous candle.
So if it closed here, you'd enter above the bearish rather than just wait for the bullish break?
Likely. But then again, what's the margin? There's probably no margin whatsoever. You're probably best just to enter above the high, above the catalyst. in that
Then
case.
you've got the 30-minute high as well.
Yeah. Seeing it so close to one another is like a pip and a bit. If it was like 3 or 4 pips or more, then I'd probably take the early entry.
Yeah.
Mr. Cheeseburger, just vitamins. Let's take omega 3, D3. Oh, magnesium. Okay. Want to try creatine, but I haven't tried it because you don't know much about it. I think it's the most clinically tested supplement in the history of all supplements, to be honest. Have a look into it. It is very good for you. There is nothing bad about it. Look, the only thing they say that the only side effect they can really see that potentially can have an effect is maybe some hair loss. That's obviously not a problem for me, seeing I don't have any hair, so I'm not concerned one bit by that. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It gives you more of a pump, the feeling like your muscles feel more full. And it also helps to retain, helps with water retention in the body as well. But every time I take creatine, I notice that I can lift a little bit more. Mr. Phil, good day to you, brother. Hope you're well. Yeah, all good, man. All good. Just waiting on GJ, see if it presents for a buy. If it closes like this, it's not going to present for a buy. But yeah, it's a good, very quick little gold scalp, in and out very quickly for a small profit. Yeah, and the good thing is, Mr. Cheeseburger, it's cheap. It's one of the cheapest supplements you can get, creatine. Just get the pure creatine, unflavored, and just mixes with anything. All right, this isn't what we want to see for GJ buys. Oh man, I'll get what a day. Alright, so GJ looks like it's closing back strong bearish. So this is very simple for me. Now, if the next candle closed bullish engulfing, that could be a potential option, even without the 30-minute candle closing back bullish. That is what I'd probably be personally waiting for if I was to take an entry. Would be best though if this candle did in the next 30 seconds pull back up a bit. Would be nice to see the 30-minute closing bullish, but it doesn't look likely at the moment. Alright, let's close back bearish. The 30 minutes closed bearish, so there's no real confirmation just yet. It's a weak bearish candle. There's no confirmation upon the impulse. However, what we can see is we still remain above that resistance to the left. Above that 30-minute, with the closures on the M30, which is confirmation time frame, the catalyst time frame, still remain above that level to the left. So if price begun to once again bounce off this resistance and close engulfing on the 15-minute, that is potentially your next catalyst swing price action to take a buy. But remember, it is the open of the new hourly as well, pulling back to create quite a significant lower wick. Got an upper wick already, so if we break low of the previous candle, at that point there's a high probability we'll end up back in the range below. There's no sell for me at the moment. I still feel the best option to sell is below the support here, 198.590. You're well back below that resistance as well. What sort of margin would there be anyway below that support? Yeah, that'd be enough. But if I was to take any sell below the current support formed at the resistance, it needs to close below. And waiting for that confirmation, I'm going to eat into the margin down below. So once again, I'd just rather wait for it to see how price reacts to 198.60 to look for a potential buy above it, or sells if it starts to close below. Now what you could probably do just now is mark in a 15-minute resistance, and like I mentioned before, if it starts to close above it, we're obviously at that point remaining above 199 flat, starts to close above it, that could be your option once again to look for a buy and take it back up towards current daily candles high. 4 hour, still got 1 hour left, so even if you can't get involved on the current candle, let the 4 hour close. If it closes above the resistance, you're waiting for the new candle to pull back yet again, and once again we'll look to the left where it could have potentially pulled back to high of the resistance, creates lower wick. As long as it makes a clear move up, closing the 4 hour candle bullish in the next hour, pulls back to retest that level, form another support above it, that could be a potential buy option on the 4 hour, creating its lower wick. Otherwise for the buys, obviously depends how we approach that level. If everyone buys above the current daily candle high, just depends though. If we're coming from too far down, no impulse for me, and if we close too far above, then there's no margin. You have to wait and see how price reacts to 199, 750, 80, that sort of level. So that is GJ. Be nice to see a bit of consolidation in 15-minute just now. And then if you can correlate, strong confirmation is correlating with the 30-minute candle closing back bullish as well, just to give you that confirmation that you got the 30-minute support above that previous resistance. So that will require obviously this 15-minute candle's close bearish, followed by next candle's close bullish engulfing back above the resistance. Who knows, still may happen. And gold at the moment, very tricky price action. I'm not liking these wicks to the left. There is not much margin to the upside as well. So this rate, when I see this sort of wrap within price action, I'd rather it actually let it create a clean move up to that resistance, the 4 hour resistance, so around that 23.94 upwards to 9.6 roughly. And if it does reject, I'd be looking for candles in price action from that 4 hour resistance to look for a potential sell. Now, if it makes a clean move up just now, pulls back, makes a clean move back down to the support, and we've opened up this range and we've got some clean areas to be trading within. So at that point, I've been waiting for, once again, new 4 hour candle to open up, creates lower wick, form a support. I'd be looking at, again, to the left to see where we previously formed a support at. That's where we potentially could pull back to create lower wick on a new 4 hour and look for our catalyst within price action to buy it from that level. As far as the sells, are still not really, other than rejection of the 4 hour resistance, with the choppiness back to the downside, especially in the M15, it's an absolute mess. Once again, you need to let it create a nice clean move to cut through all that mess, pull back, form another resistance, and then potentially look to sell. Otherwise, much cleaner below 23.85.70. That is my opinion of gold. It's just not ready at the moment. Yeah, so that's what I'd be waiting on. I think GJ looks better than gold, to be honest. So what I'm gonna go do right now is make some dinner personally, and come back with the members in a couple hours from now and see what we can come up with for pre-MI. So I'm gonna call it, guys. Not a bad stream. We can conclude, in and out quickly on those gold buys, secure a little bit of profit. I hope you guys had a good stream. If you could, make sure to hit the like button on the way out. Tomorrow I'll be back from about 6:40 a.m. roughly UK time. In the meantime, guys, once again, if you'd like to know more about what I do at A.C.T Forex, all the links to all the services and social media websites and all that stuff is down below in the description. So if you want to know more, you're also welcome to send me a message and I will reply to all messages. And that's it, guys. Take care, trade safe. Members, I'll see you guys in a few hours from now.
Thank you. See you.
Cheers, guys. Catch you later.
Bye.
See you, champ.
I'll see you YouTube. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Bye, guys.